1. Put your needs on the right track. Tracking down a sentimental accomplice is just one of numerous objectives you can have immediately. There's a distinction between focusing on something and having a fixation. Nobody needs to be the Captain Ahab of the dating scene. Probably the best piece of dating counsel I have gotten is that connections are incredible, yet don't fixate on them. 2. Know precisely what you need in an individual, and don't settle. For instance, when you like a fellow and your shared companions have different tales about him shot spewing after unnecessary drinking, you may have to reevaluate the captivation. You didn't care for it when your godson heaved on you, and he's a little child. 3. Understand what is the issue here. It's not tied in with getting somebody to believe you're sufficient for them. It's tied in with discovering somebody you can tolerate spending a strange measure of time with. It's tied in with finding the interconnecting piece you fit with and the Ernie to your Bert. 4. Try not to accept that somebody's sexual direction. I've been one to fall for a person who is simply never going to be explicitly pulled into you, or any lady, besides. Here's a tip: work on discovering what their sexual direction is prior to following them. It'll make your life a lot simpler. 5. Try not to allow anybody to exploit you. Some of the time sweethearts have minimal irritating propensities. Also, here and there they have little practices that show a total absence of regard. On the off chance that you wouldn't allow your companion's darling to converse with her that way, don't endure it yourself. 6. Search for adoration in the correct spots. In case you're exhausted insane at the nearby bar on Saturday night, you're presumably not going to meet anybody there who will liven up your evening. Rather than bringing down an additional mixed drink to numb the apathy, consider elsewhere to go one weekend from now that you may really appreciate. In the event that your companions would prefer not to go along with you, go at any rate. Reward dating exhortation: you don't generally need to bring your companions. 7. Know your value. Quit agonizing over potential lovers dismissing you for being excessively fat, excessively short, excessively whatever. It's altogether conceivable that you would have needed to dismiss them for never having seen a specific movie. Your fundamental piece of mainstream society may shift, in any case. Individuals who essentially are not the correct fit exist. The sooner you remove them of your life, the more joyful you'll be. Related, modern relationship advice that is key to cultivating a good relationship. 8. Comprehend your emotions. On the off chance that you don't comprehend your emotions, things could get untidy quick. On the off chance that you don't have a clue how to deal with your emotions, you will not have the option to treat individuals the manner in which they need to be dealt with on the grounds that affection is forgiving, not forgetting. 9. Head out to motion pictures without anyone else. The equivalent goes for historical centers, stops, and shows. At the point when you're essential for a couple, you miss being allowed to follow all your impulses. Being unattached methods, not settling on your arrangements and taking into account an incredible time. 10. Recall that a first date isn't a tryout for marriage. It's simply a tryout briefly date. Nobody at any point experienced passionate feelings for while dissecting everything about their earth-shattering first gathering. 11. Accept what a man advises you. On the off chance that a man says that he's excessively harmed for you, or excessively hypochondriac, or as well. Anything, simply believe him. Regardless of whether it is his low confidence that's speaking to you, you're not going to have the option to fix him. Also, it's most likely a doublespeak for "I'm simply not inclination it." 12. Try not to remain out late consistently. No good thing occurs after 2 a.m. If you stay out no later than late, you won't be drinking too much. And meeting somebody while inebriated doesn't make a fantasy finishing. It simply leaves you with a stroll of disgrace. 13. Be careful with innovation. The web and web-based media have made suspicion with regards to the dating scene. The insane person you went on a first date with can discover you on Facebook, follow you on Instagram and discover where you are with labeling and checking in. Obviously, dating applications are as yet a compelling method to meet others, however be cautious and send somebody your area when you initially meet somebody face to face. 14. Don't online media tail your dates. Web-based media can be an extraordinary apparatus to become acquainted with somebody, yet it can likewise be the baiting witch of instabilities. Try not to go down the bunny opening of crawling on his exes and following records. Your psychological well-being is a higher priority than seeing what he used to need in a young lady. 15. Comprehend the 5 phases of dating. It's essential to know the cycle so you can tell when things are moving the correct way. In the first place, there's sentiment and fascination where you are beginning to become more acquainted with one another. The subsequent stage is when reality sets in where you choose if you need to be together. The third stage is frustration where things get unpredictable when you attempt to work out your disparities and discover security. The fourth stage is dependability where you traverse the difficult situations of stage 3. The last and fifth stage is responsibility, which is the point at which you are formally a group with a developed and feasible love that keeps going forever in an ideal world. Following each of the 5 phases will carry you to a sound long-haul relationship. If not, you might be burning through your time. Bonus tips: through everything, recollect the 5 significant things in a relationship. 1. Compassion. You need to think often about how your accomplice is feeling. 2. Correspondence. You should have the option to communicate how you are feeling to your accomplice. 3. Struggle. Many accept this as something awful, however in the event that there isn't strife it implies one of you isn't being straightforward with the other. Contrasts are unavoidable, however how you manage these distinctions matters in the relationship. 4. Responsibility. You should be focused on one another. That implies you should chip away at troubles together. You should anticipate the future together. You should be explaining and securing the limits you've concurred on. 5. Love. You need each of the 3 of the antiquated Greek loves: eros, which is suggestive love; philios, which is kinship; and agape, which intends to put them first.